So last week I talked about irony. This week I want to talk about something that's very closely related, foreshadowing. When I was in high school, I remember my AP literature teacher telling us not to name foreshadowing in our literary analyses because she said that foreshadowing is almost always a type of irony. And irony sounds so much better than an essay. For instance, foreshadowing could be a form of dramatic irony when something is revealed that the characters don't notice or find important yet. Anyway, the real reason I wanted to talk about foreshadowing today is because I want an excuse to talk about Fantastic Beasts. I am so excited for the second movie. I got super excited when they released what the title is going to be and when they released the new picture of the cast. But I don't think I can wait a whole year before finding out what happens. When they released that the title of the new film is going to be Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, I was intrigued. At first, I thought it was interesting because Fantastic Beasts and The Crimes of Grindelwald seemingly have nothing to do with each other. I thought maybe they're just going to go more into the backstory of Grindelwald, but it's still a sequel to the Fantastic Beasts movies and Newt's still the main character, so they kind of just merged it together because they wanted to keep part of the original name. But I think it's more than that. I think that The Crimes of Grindelwald do have to do with Fantastic Beasts. Okay, so the cool thing about looking at foreshadowing in Fantastic Beasts is that it's the sequel to a prequel, so we can look at the foreshadowing in both directions. First of all, we know a little bit about Grindelwald's backstory because of what's explained in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. We know that he went to Durmstrang Institute, but he was expelled when he was 16 for performing twisted experiments. And I think that those twisted experiments, or later versions of them, have something to do with Fantastic Beasts and the appearance of a new character in the next movie. So this new cast picture got me super excited for the upcoming movie. In the picture, on one side there's Dumbledore looking quite dapper, and on the opposite side is Grindelwald looking super creepy. Then we've also got the main cast, super happy that Jacob's returning, am I right? And then there's Newt's brother, Theseus, who's supposedly engaged to Leta Lestrange, so that's gonna be interesting. But the biggest one is Credence, who we know survived, and some mystery girl sitting together quite closely. So the new character, played by Claudia Kim, is who draws my attention the most. We know so far that she's a maledictus, which is a carrier of a blood curse, which makes her turn into a beast. We also know that in the next movie, we'll be traveling to a wizarding circus, and that she is one of the main attractions. If you look at this ad, you see that some of the main attractions are a snake girl, a hypnotist, a demonic infant, a homo amphibia, and a two-headed baby. Some people are theorizing that she's this snake girl, which is possible, but that may or may not be true. There are some differences. The girl in the advertisement, she's wearing green and the snakes around her are grayish, whereas Claudia's character is wearing blue. Also, the girl is surrounded by at least 3 or 4 snakes, and I don't know if it looks like she's becoming a snake or if she just has some sort of attachment to them, but it seems like Claudia's curse is that she turns into the beast. I don't know if it's animagus type of turning into them or if she's slowly becoming it. If she's slowly becoming it, it's more likely that she could be this snake girl. So it's a possibility, but it's also possible that she's a new attraction when they go to Europe, because if you look at the advertisement, that's the advertisement from when they're in New York, actually the same time that Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is taking place. When Newt is in New York, the circus is there too, but also on it says that they're heading to Europe after December, and that's where Newt's gonna be at the same time. I wonder if it's possible that she turns into an Occamy, because if you look at it, they have similar color schemes, and the sleeves and part of her outfit look kind of like wings, like the Occamy has. Plus, we were exposed to the Occamy in this first movie, but it wasn't in the entire thing, so that could be a connection to the next movie. Although it is possible that she turns into something that we've not even seen before. I think the important thing though is actually how she's connected to Grindelwald. My guess is that Grindelwald gave her the blood curse that makes her turn into a beast. I mean, that makes it so that the title matches up. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. That also explains why she and Credence bond, because we can expect that she had a similar experience with Grindelwald as Credence did with Graves when it was really Grindelwald. there is one last line that I think will probably have some foreshadowing significance. The problem is, we don't really know what it means. We can really just guess. It's when Grindelwald says to Newt, "Will we die just a little?" I honestly have no idea what this means, but here are a few possibilities. It could have something to do with the Deathly Hallows, but I'm not sure if Grindelwald is fully pursuing them anymore. It could have a reference to Credence still being alive, but Grindelwald is taken away before Newt sees the last little wisp of Credence float away, which is what foreshadows that he is indeed alive still. It could be hinting towards Grindelwald having a Horcrux, although I feel like Dumbledore would have been more prepared for pursuing Voldemort's Horcruxes if he had already done a similar thing with Grindelwald and his. I think the most likely explanation is that it's a message from Grindelwald to Dumbledore, because Grindelwald found out while he was still pretending to be Graves that Newt has a connection with him. But even then we don't know what he's truly meaning, but it could have some significance as Dumbledore comes into the picture in the next movie. Anyway, this was fun. We can't really go too much into the foreshadowing because we don't know what happens in the movie yet, as it's not come out yet. But I hope I got your mind racing about the different theories of what can happen in the next movie. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and I will be back on Saturday.